Hello and welcome to Newsroom series here on Channels Television. I'm Ayotunde Balogun. Today our focus is on the South region. We start off from Akwa Ibom State, where Governor Umar Eno has inspected flood-affected communities and critical drainage channels across Uyo, assuring residents there that his administration is implementing both immediate and long-term measures to help tackle recurring flooding. Governor Eno, who sympathized with victims of the recent flash floods, said the ongoing interventions will be strengthened through a review of the state's drainage master plan to address emerging realities.
With the peak of the rainy season bringing flash floods to several parts of Uyo and raising concerns among residents, the Akwa Ibom state government is stepping up efforts to protect lives and property through emergency interventions and long-term flood control measures. Governor Umar Eno leads the response with an inspection of major flood-prone communities and critical drainage channels across the state capital, assessing the extent of the damage and monitoring ongoing desilting operations aimed at restoring the free flow of storm water.
There are places we have to open up because, buildings have come up and, you have the waterways are also not enough. We are going to look at that. We must, first of all, learn to clear the waterways. We must do that. There are some buildings here that are badly affected. I've just directed that we talk to the owners. We are going to revoke the occupancy, pay them compensation, and bring down those buildings. So that's what I came to see for myself.
The inspection is expected to give a clearer picture of the state's drainage master plan and what needs to be done to find a permanent solution to drainage expansion in the aftermath of the flooding experienced earlier this month.
The first rain we had was on the 9th of July. It was horrible. And as soon as we had that, the committee came together and we started intervention process from the 10th. So far, I shown the governor around what we've done. That was just intervention. The main thing which has to do with demolition, reconstruction, is what he came to witness so that he'll be able to take the decision.
Residents of affected communities commend the governor for personally assessing the situation, which they say is evidence that the administration listens to the concerns of the people.
He has visited here personally to see things for himself, and he has promised us that this time around he's going to take action. So I so much thank him on behalf of the entire community.
Governor Eno also visits the Nkemba drainage channel designed to evacuate storm water from Port Harcourt Street, Uwa Street and adjoining neighborhoods before proceeding to the Akpan Esien Akpan Udosen axis, where desilting operations are ongoing to improve the flow of water.
It's all about keeping a clean environment in Edo, and the State Waste Management Board has begun an enforcement exercise targeting business premises along the power line axis of the GRA in Benin City as part of efforts to eliminate illegal dump sites blamed for worsening flooding in the area. The exercise, led by the Managing Director of the Edo State Waste Management Board, also focuses on ensuring that businesses comply with the state's waste disposal regulations.
The enforcement team, led by the chairman of the Edo State Waste Management Board, Lucky Naitai Negbinei, begins the exercise by clearing illegal dump sites created along the power line corridor in the GRA. The state government says the refuse heaps have become a major cause of blocked drainage channels, contributing to flooding during the rainy season. After the cleanup, the team moves from one business premises to another, demanding evidence of payments to government-accredited waste managers responsible for collecting commercial waste.
Keep on here. When it's small, you can't give up. No go add and that place again. If you catch anybody, you can't go mobile court.
While some business owners produce their receipts, others say they engage private waste collectors, insisting they do not dump refuse illegally.
Everybody in this neighborhood would bring their dirty here. We take the blame, we take the responsibility of that. We will even gather money for apart this thing. There is a list. I was talking to one of your boys. There is a list. We are already paying.
One of the accredited waste managers in the area explains that most of the shops have not been registered before now.
They are staying under power line. That's why we are not be working for them. So henceforth, we register them officially and be working for them. If you check people around, those people that are not under power line, we normally work for them twice in a month. So we don't have any issue with those people. It's these people that is living here under power line that we are not be working for.
The registration of defaulting businesses continues as the enforcement team emphasizes that every commercial premises must be enrolled with an approved waste operator.
Every shop owner, household, must have a receipt in which they use it patronizing their waste collector at least for the past 3 months. If you don't have it, it means you are the one sending waste to the gutter, media, which is the center of the road, or you are burning your waste. And they are strictly prohibited. You are supposed to patronize government accredited waste collector.
The board says the exercise is part of a sustained campaign to improve environmental sanitation and reduce flood risks across the state.
Any waste you don't dispose properly, indiscriminate disposal of waste contribute directly to flooding. Please, Edolite, improper disposal of refuse contribute directly to flooding. So we are saying that we are ready to protect the lives and properties of Edolite. Please, help us to do this.
The Edo State Waste Management Board says the enforcement drive will continue across business districts and residential areas, warning that environmental offenders will face sanctions as the government intensifies efforts to keep the state clean and mitigate flooding.
Staying with Edo, and the State Specialist Hospital in Benin City has commended Governor Monday Okpebolo for his consistent support leading to the full accreditation received for its residency training program in obstetrics and gynecology 7 years after it was established. The Chief Medical Director, Dr. Antonia Ujoku, who disclosed this to journalists, said with the milestone, the Edo Specialist Hospital is primed to train more doctors and broaden access to specialist healthcare across the state. Dr. Njoku also commended the Edo State Governor for providing in vitro fertilization IVF equipment to help support couples experiencing infertility.
I want to announce to you that first of its kind, we have accreditation for obstetrics and gynecology in this hospital from both the West African College of Surgeons and the National Postgraduate Medical College of Nigeria. And we have also just concluded accreditation for the Department of Family Medicine. We hope to go around all the departments and we ensure that we get accreditation for most of our departments. That's a very large one because it means that instead of sending people out for training, we would have our own training here. And then we also form a hub in which we feed our other sister hospitals and even to the hinterlands. At this point, permit me to announce to you that the couples in Edo State will soon start smiling, or should start smiling already, because the government of the day has procured IVF equipment for us, and so we can start to the process of assisted reproduction.
The Nigerian Medical Association River State chapter says quack medical practitioners remain a serious threat to residents as a joint crackdown with the State Ministry of Health has led to the discovery, arrest and closure of several illegal facilities across the state. Speaking ahead of the NMA's 66th Annual General Meeting and Scientific Conference, Acting Chairman Professor Ure Okwarodu said the operation targeted unlicensed operators endangering public health, even as the state grapples with a worsening shortage of doctors, though she noted government has recruited 2,000 additional healthcare workers to ease the pressure. Professor Okwarodu also announced plans to extend outreach to elderly residents through visits to homes for the aged, to assess their living conditions and address health and social challenges they face. She commended the River State Governor for continued investment in healthcare infrastructure and efforts to improve service delivery.
Everyone is working with their hands on deck to ensure that quackery in the health sector would not be seen in River State. So in any facility you're going to, anywhere you are seeking for health, you have to be certain that it is a place that is certified by the Ministry of Health to ensure that you're being seen by a proper doctor and in a facility that has been approved by the health sector.
Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborewori has tasked members of the Desopadec Governing Board and the Judicial Service Commission to discharge their responsibilities with integrity, fairness and accountability. The governor gave the charge while inaugurating new commissioners and other key government appointees at Government House, Asaba.
Welcome His Excellency the Governor of Delta State.
Governor Sheriff Oborewori welcomes political associates and other well-wishers to the Unity Hall of the Government House in Asaba for the swearing-in of new commissioners, members of the Desopadec and Judicial Service Commission Board. With hands raised, the appointees take their oath of office, formally accepting the responsibility of serving the people of Delta State. The governor commends the Desopadec Governing Board for its developmental strides in oil-producing communities and urges members to sustain the momentum through greater community engagement.
One of the things we promise Deltas is inclusive governance.
Turning to members of the Judicial Service Commission, the governor tasked them to protect the sanctity of the justice system by carrying out their constitutional responsibilities with fairness, impartiality, and the fear of God.
I expect that these new members, together with other statutory members of the Commission, ably led by the Chief Judge of Delta State, will discharge their duties credibly, in good conscience, and with the fear of God. I assure you and all Deltans that this administration is committed to partnering with the judiciary to making our justice sector a model for other states to emulate.
The new members of the State Executive Council thanked the governor for the opportunity to serve. They reassured Deltans that the confidence reposed in them will be rewarded with dedication, loyalty, and hard work.
We are very grateful and we appreciate this golden opportunity you relate to us to come and serve these precious states that we all belong to Delta State. Your Excellency, sir, words alone cannot express our deep felt gratitude.
As congratulatory messages fill the air around the hall, the new appointees see their pledge beyond the formality of the swearing-in ceremony as they promise a service above self to build a stronger and more prosperous Delta State.
When we come back after the break on the Newsroom series, a political support group in Cross River State, code 888, endorses Governor Bassey Otu for a second term. Join us again. Welcome back to Newsroom series. A political support group in Cross River State, code 888, has launched the Complete the Aid campaign, calling on residents to support Governor Bassey Otu and his deputy, Peter Ode, to complete 8 years in office. Speaking in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, the Director General of the group says the campaign is inspired by the administration's commitment to infrastructure development and the implementation of its People First agenda.
Supporters of the All Progressives Congress thronged Calabar, the Cross River State capital, to unveil the Complete the Aid campaign, a movement endorsing Governor Bassey Otu and his deputy, Peter Ode, for a second term in office. Code 888 is an acronym advocating 8 years of critical infrastructure development, such as roads, schools, hospitals, across the 3 senatorial districts of Cross River State.
We officially endorse the re-election of Senator Apostle Prince Bassey Otu and his deputy, Right Honorable Peter Agbe-Ode, PhD, for a second term. This critical decision is not based merely on the principle of rotation of power, but on the above-board performance of this administration.
According to the group, the endorsement is driven by the administration's effort in expanding infrastructure, improving public services, and laying the foundation for sustainable development across the state.
Moving down, you have the healthcare sector, renovation of more than 100 and something healthcare facilities of the primary healthcare centers in the state have been renovated. More than 2,000 health workers have been employed. Employment programs in the health sector are ongoing.
They maintain that continuity in leadership would consolidate ongoing projects and ensure the completion of key development initiatives already underway.
So as we live here, take the message to everybody. We will continue our consultations as stated in our position paper. We need your support for the stability, for continuity, and peace of our country.
Complete the 8th campaign marks another political endorsement for Governor Basio too, as support continues to build around his administration's development agenda ahead of the next electoral cycle.
The People's Redemption Party, PRP, in Rivers State is calling for a thorough investigation into the killing of its Onelga youth leader, Comrade Ozomela Wakwacha, popularly known as Boski. In the statement signed by the party's acting state chairman, Orinati Bethany, the PRP says the youth leader was shot dead by unknown gunmen in Amok in Ogba-Egbemandoni local government area. The party describes the attack as a cowardly act and a dangerous sign of growing political violence, insisting that democracy should be driven by ideas and not bloodshed. It's urging the police, the Department of State Services and other security agencies to swiftly arrest and prosecute those responsible, while also appealing to residents to remain calm, avoid reprisals, and allow the law to take its course. The General Officer commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army, Major General Emmanuel Emeka, is calling on commanders across formations and units under the division to prioritize personnel welfare by initiating projects that improve living conditions and operational efficiency. He gave the charge while commissioning welfare projects at the headquarters of 29 Battalion in Port Harcourt. Our correspondent, Deborah Mier Fiberesma, now reports.
In recent weeks, 6th Division Nigerian Army has sustained a series of welfare-focused projects across its formations, including the renovation of soldiers' accommodation, construction and rehabilitation of office facilities, schools, solar-powered boreholes, and other initiatives aimed at improving the well-being of personnel and their host communities. The latest is at the headquarters of 29 Battalion, Port Harcourt Barracks, where a newly renovated accommodation block and a dual-purpose photo stand with a notice board are commissioned. According to the General Officer commanding 6th Division Nigerian Army, Major General Emmanuel Emeka, the projects are designed to improve the living and working environment of personnel, boost morale, and enhance operational effectiveness.
We will continue to support the vision of the Chief of Army Staff and the soldiers' first culture by undertaking projects that are beneficial to the welfare and well-being of our troops, and also to the beautification and upliftment of our entire facilities. This photo stand and notice board has added some level of beauty and aesthetic to the battalion headquarters. Dual-purpose battalion.
For the commanding officer 29 Battalion, Lieutenant Colonel Emmanuel Ochibo, the projects are inspired by the directive to sustain the developmental strides of his predecessor.
You gave what appears to be a simple but profound charge, that the battalion should never relent in improving its infrastructural and operational environment, and that I should endeavor to continue on such path. To me, a clear command and a personal responsibility. Shortly after I assumed command of the battalion, You further honored the unit with an operational visit, during which you expressly guided, mentored, and shared invaluable leadership experiences. One of the enduring leadership philosophies you impressed upon us was that we should never leave a unit the same way we met it.
Senior officers, commanders of formations and units, officers, soldiers, and invited guests attend all aspects of the commissioning ceremony. They also register their presence with a group photograph. The 6th Division leadership says it expects commanders across its formations and units to continue initiating welfare-driven projects that strengthen both personnel well-being and operational effectiveness. Deborah Mie Feberesima, Channels Television News.
Beyond managing reputations, public relations is increasingly becoming a tool for building trust, driving accountability, and shaping public policy. That reality took center stage in Port Harcourt as stakeholders commemorate the 2026 World Public Relations Day. From government institutions to corporate organizations, participants agree that strategic communication is more than just messaging. It's a catalyst for credibility, transparency, and sustainable development.
In an era where misinformation is spreading rapidly and public trust is becoming increasingly fragile, communication professionals get together in Port Harcourt, the River State capital, to explore how strategic public relations can strengthen governance, restore confidence in institutions, and shape national development. The River State chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations is convening academics, government officials, students, and media practitioners at Ignatius Ajuru University of Education to discuss the changing dynamics of strategic communication during activities associated with the 2026 World Public Relations Day. Participants examined the evolving role of public relations in promoting transparency, accountability, and meaningful public engagement.
For a developing economy such as Nigeria, strategic public relations is indispensable. Sustainable development cannot be achieved without effective communication that encourages transparency, builds public confidence, promotes citizen engagement, and inspires active participation in governance and community development.
When we came in on board, we talked about strategic communication that should move us from crisis reporting to development communication. And there's no way you can communicate development without being strategic. And I do like what NIPR is doing, this turn-gun relationship. And so that those in the industry will have to present to those that are training, those that will join us in the industry, so they begin to have what they will use while they are still in school, so as soon as they come out and they are good to go.
As digital technologies continue to transform communication, keynote speaker and professor of political science Kenneth Nweke urges practitioners to embrace innovation, artificial intelligence, and emerging communication tools while upholding credibility and public trust.
We talk about digital literacy. It's now a core professional requirement. Competence in digital communication and social media in management and content strategy has become essential. Public relations practitioners must also understand how algorithms, digital platforms, and emerging technologies influence public discourse and stakeholder management.
Representing the national president of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Governing Council member Pauline Ozinserin highlights the institute's reforms aimed at strengthening professionalism, enforcing ethical standards, and positioning certified practitioners to lead strategic communications across public and private institutions.
Complementing this milestone, NIPR is currently building the University of Public Relations and Leadership, which stands in history as the first specialized sector-based university in the world, dedicated exclusively to public relations and leadership studies.
The event ends with participants advocating stricter ethical compliance, stronger mentorship, continuous professional development, and the exclusive engagement of certified NIPR practitioners to manage public communication as a critical driver of national development.
Thank you very much.
And the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, has honored 78 staff of the Commission with long service awards following their dedication and commitment to efforts aimed at developing the oil-rich Niger Delta region. Presenting the awards at the Commission's headquarters in Port Harcourt, the NDDC Managing Director Samuel Ogbuku commended the awardees for contributing meaningfully to shaping the processes and success stories of the Commission. Mr. Ogbuku, who was represented by the Executive Director, Finance Administration, said the recognition will encourage other staff to offer more in service to the growth and rapid development of the Niger Delta. Recipients of the annual NDDC Long Service Award include staff, both serving and retired, who have put in 20 to 30 years in service.
For any other emergencies, stay calm, do not panic.
Hello, hold it. I want to commend you on behalf of the Managing Director for all the works and efforts you have put in to take the Commission to this level. Without you, we would not have gotten to this level. So we say commendation, we say thank you, we say congratulations for doing so well. For keeping your heads down to make sure that the Commission has grown from this level to what it is today. And we know that in doing so, in serving the Commission for this number of years, you will help to make sure that the Commission achieves all its objectives, all its goals, and of the mandate set aside by the President of the Federation.
And on that note of honor, we end Newsroom series for today. Many thanks for watching. I'm Ayotunde Balogun.